Hi there, and it's take two on Thursdays with Annette. Apparently we were having real trouble with our connection. Don't you love modern technology? So we've stopped at a certain point. So I'm going to start again and I will tell you it so you can catch up of what I have done. So I'm sorry about this. I mean, you know, you think everything's perfect and then something sets you up and fails and we can't do anything about that. So this week I'm doing a recipe. As you can see, I've got my apron on, I'm in the kitchen, got a little bit of a head cold at the moment, so just excuse my little husky voice, but I'm going to make for you Italian trifle. It's out of book 7 and it's just an awesome recipe. So this is the book that we're using and that's the trifle. Now I've got lots of trifles in the books, but this one I think is perfect over the Christmas season because it just seems to feel a little different from a normal trifle. I love it. Every one time I make it, people just go, this is so fabulous. Now, last week's winners are very excited because they won the book 2, which has got the Christmas section in it. Last week we were talking about, you know, how to survive Christmas and, you know, like sort of tips to get organised. So that was fantastic. But the winners were Debbie Smith, Sandy Conroy, and Denise Ferguson. So they're super happy. And your books will be in the mail, girls, next week. Now, of course, I will give something away later. So let's work out where we're at now because I have actually done part of the recipe, which is fine because I can talk you through it. So now the Italian trifle has several different layers to the trifle. And one of the things I always do first is make my custard, which I have here. So here's the custard. I made it a couple of hours ago and that way it's cooled and set. And what I've done with the custard is you can see I've put cling wrap over the top, and what that does is it will avoid getting a skin on the top of the custard. I know, it's clever, so you can steal my idea, I don't mind. So we'll be using that shortly, but it's ready to go. The other thing that I've prepped is the pistachio nuts, which go on the top. I know, get excited, pistachios. Now it's 30 grams, which is 1/4 cup, and I've just chopped them up and put them under the grill and toasted them, and they smell amazing. What we're also going to use in one layer is fruche, and this is the light fruche and the vanilla. Now if you say, oh Annette, I really can't find it in my town, you should be able to get it in the supermarkets where the yogurts are, but you can have an alternate with it, and that's using vanilla yogurt. Now the fat count, if you're using the fruche, is 3.8. And if you're using the vanilla yogurt, it's 2.8, just to let you know that. All right, so now what we've done is I've also prepped up one of the layers, which is the jelly. So I used, let me get it out of the bin. I used a sachet of raspberry light jelly with a cup of boiling water and I dissolved it. Then what I did is I put a 1/2 cup of cold water into the mix so that helps the jelly set. Now let me show you, I've also added 300 grams of frozen raspberries and I put them in the fridge, and this is how it's looking just a few minutes later. Look at that, it's all set. So that's fantastic because what happens is the cold water and the frozen raspberries mix together, put in the fridge for a couple of minutes and you've got your layer done. So we're looking good here. Let's put that over there. And so we've got the custard level done, we've got the fruche, we've got the jelly raspberry, and the next one is the very first layer, which is the sponge. Now normally in a trifle, you would use Swiss roll or sponges, but this recipe, I've done it really quick and easy, and I've used those little sponge fingers, the Italian fingers, and I cut each of them into 4. I've already done that because, you know, obviously the filming wasn't working. So I have 10 of those, chop them into 4 and just put them into the base. Then what I did, because you weren't watching because nothing was working, I put in 60 mils of Kahlua. So it can be any coffee liqueur. You know, Tia Maria would be great, and 2 teaspoons of instant coffee and 1/4 cup of boiling water. So you dissolve the coffee in, add the liqueur, and this is my mix to go in here. And this is going to be where we're going to pour it over the sponge fingers and make them soft and gorgeous, and the first layer of the trifle. Oh my God, I love this recipe so much. And I'm excited because I think I'm not going to wait for dessert tonight. I think it's going to, who wants it for afternoon tea? Yay! Yay! Anyway, if you're saying we don't want alcohol in it, then what I would do is just maybe put the 60 mils of liqueur, make it 60 mils of water, and maybe add just a little bit, maybe a teaspoon, half teaspoon of coffee in it, just to build the flavour up. But if you can, the liqueur really zings it alive because it makes it very Italian. So you just pour it over, and you want to try and get a little bit of the liquid over each of the pieces of sponge because they're quite crusty, you know, and dry. So you want to sort of soften them up a little bit. And just pour it over. And so this is an easy trifle to make because you don't have to make a sponge or anything like that. You just buy and you get the sponge fingers in the supermarket. And what I really love is seeing the faces of people when they eat it because it's so yummy. So pouring that over. As I said, make sure you get all the bits you can. It smells so good with the liqueur. Now, if you're saying, well, I don't really have a bottle of Tiramisu liqueur like you have, I mean, this is a big bottle. We got it duty free. And you can always go and get little miniature ones. And so that way you've got it. Now, when you look at the bowl, can I also tell you that this is the right size, and it's a plastic one. I got it in Spotlight. I know, hello, fabulous. And it's great for transporting because wouldn't you want to be taking this to any Christmas parties you're going to? But my other trifle one is I often use that one at home, but I wouldn't, this is crystal. I'm not taking it out in the car. No, thank you. But you wouldn't want it any smaller because when you look at the size, that's going to work. The trifle dish that I say, what were you thinking, people, is this one. Yeah, it's massive. And I mean, when I do my trifle, you can see here, it's only going to go up that far, and I mean, it's going to look a bit empty. But if you do make a trifle and you fill it to the top, how are you going to get to the bottom, people? Hello? It's going to be a mess. It's going to be horrible. I put fruit salad in this bowl. You know, it's not what I call a great trifle dish, especially for my recipes. So anyway, you can use a glass bowl, whatever. So there's our first layer. Now the next one is the jelly, which, as I said, I did it with the jelly, the hot water, the cold water, and the frozen raspberries. So just give that a little bit of a mix so you can spread it. See how it's set really quickly, and just pour it over that biscuit. Yeah. Can you give me a scraper, Bill, because I want all that jelly. Oh, here we go. He's already got me one. Isn't he fabulous? You're so good, Bill. Thinks of everything. All right. So there's our first topping. So you've got the biscuits and the liqueur over that. Now we've done the jelly. Let me just put this in the bin. Not the bin, the sink. The next one is the custard. Now, as I said, when I did it, it was really hot, and I just pushed in the cling wrap. And what I love about that is when you remove it, you've just got all custard. There's nothing worse when you've got a skin on it. You pull it off, you're losing a quarter of your custard. So just give that a little bit of a mix up. Now, how you make the custard, and it tells you in the recipe, hello, it's 2 cups of skim milk, 3 tablespoons of custard powder, and I buy the yellow custard powder because I like that yellow, otherwise you get the white one. I just don't think it looks a bit anemic. And you also put in 2 tablespoons of sugar and half a teaspoon of vanilla essence. So this is this is what a trifle is all about. Yeah. Are you getting excited? Because this is so easy and people are going to go, my gosh, you're so clever. Look at you making that fabulous dessert. All right, so then we do the fruche. So hello, how hard is this? Yes, it's called flip your lid. 2 of them. And this is kind of, can you grab me another spoon, Diane? This is another way of thinking, well, it looks like cream. Thank you. So just mix it up. It tastes great on it, honestly. And it's got that illusion of cream. And as I said, you know, if you can't get the fruche, just get the vanilla yogurt. It will work fine. Yeah, I like the Formé, and that's the best one because it's the lower in fat and it works really well. It tastes creamy and it's nice. So just put the fruche on the top. Now, if you want to know what other trifles that I've got, I have got the traditional wine trifle in book 1, which is fabulous. And then in book 2, I've done a chocolate trifle. So all you chocolatiers out there will be very happy with that. And then in book 6, I went a bit Aussie and did a mango trifle. Got to lick my fingers. I won't use that now. And then of course the Italian. So there's 4 trifles. I know. You can thank me later. All right, so sprinkling the pistachio nuts on the top. Are you feeling a little bit Italiano? Bueno, is that Italian? Bueno? Yeah. Yep. You can see I'm very bilingual. This is out of book 7. It's so easy to make and super easy to eat. Hello, Italian trifle. Here I come this afternoon. How gorgeous is that? I mean, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? It's fantastic. So, would you like some? Yeah. And I mean, I'd put this in the fridge now just so it sets a little bit more, but you could even serve that straight up now if you really wanted to. Isn't that fantastic? And how good does that look? I know. Now, if you want this recipe, oh, there's a bit of pistachio. Put that on. I'm going to give away book 7 this week so that 3 lucky winners are going to get the joy of the Italian trifle and all the other fabulous recipes in book 7. Now, you've just got to like, share, and then in the comments, I want you to write hashtag Symply #2 good. Hashtag Symply #2 good. So don't forget, and I'll pick 3 lucky winners. Now get excited about next week. It's our last show. We're going out in a bang, and I'm going to be in the kitchen again making a recipe. Can I have a drum roll, please? Yes, I'll be cooking out of the new book, Cooking for 102. It's in the newsagents on Monday, so yay. I mean, you can order it online on www.simply2good.com.au. I know a lot of you have, but it is in the newsagents on Monday, at the 3rd, which is the 3rd of December. Now, I'm going to make a recipe out of here next week. I'm not going to tell you what it is, and I'm wondering if I'll be doing a giveaway. You have to be there because it's going to be super fizzy fabulous. Well, look, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm sorry about the confusion with everything, but hopefully you've got the idea. This is a definite winner for after dinner. All right, take care, and I'll talk to you next week. It's our last show next week, so you be there. Take care.